Hello. Today we're going to try something a little bit different. I want to talk to you about some of the things that you'll be learning from your textbook this week. What's really important about the concepts in the text is that it begins to apply a whole set of new vocabulary to how businesses compete in the digital era. So it's important that we cover these concepts and then we figure out how we apply it to companies like Tencent and Alibaba and other companies that we'll study throughout the remainder of the course. So there's a lot of terminology here and a lot of different ways of thinking that you may not have dealt with before. So I just thought let's have a little bit of fun and try out a game that's very popular here in the US. And one twist on this game is that there are several categories, and what gets flashed up in the game is the answer to a question. And what you have to do out there is figure out what the question is. So instead of coming up with the answer like you're used to, you'll see the answer, and then you have to frame the question. So this is the way we're going to cover a lot of the vocabulary and the concepts that will be pulled out of your text. So you may want to look at that while you're watching the video, but I'd encourage you to keep tally. I'm curious about how much money you'll be able to accrue through this. So let's get ready and go. So first of all, I want to tell you about today's categories. So there's going to be 5 different categories. And in each category, there's 5 different answers that you have to come up with the question for. And they have different dollar values associated with them. So our first category is give me some more. Note that it's spelled M-O-O-R-E. The next category is geeky, then digital business. The 4th category is it's all about sides. And the last category is a new type of competition. So let's get underway. So here is the first answer from the $100 question of category 1. And the answer is every 18 months. So if you watched or looked at your textbook, you probably know what the question is. It is, how often does chip performance double? So as you know, Moore's law pretty much specifies that performance doubles every 18 months, and some have argued that it might vary a little bit, but this is the type of advancement that Moore's law addresses. Next answer, chip-based memory. So what is the question? Well, the question for this is what is random access memory? So this is memory that's called volatile. And in computers, when we boot them up and they're running and we save things, we save it in random access memory so that it'll run very fast. And this is another area where Moore's law has had huge impact because the amount of random access memory that we're able to put in smaller and smaller sizes and make run faster has followed that advancement. So what is the next one? Here's the answer. Over these lines, the amount of data that can be squirted can double in volume every 9 months. So this is even faster than the typical Moore's law. So what is the question? What is fiber optic? So this is a type of cable that's allowing networks to operate faster and faster. Pretty soon it'll be to our homes. They call it the last mile of connecting networks to our homes. And in many urban areas, fiber optic is already there to the home, which enables faster speeds and connections. Next question, we have a special situation that you can earn double the money. And the answer is, this implies that consumers will buy more tech products as they become cheaper. So what is the question? What is price elastic? So as you know, we've seen the price drop for many of our technology categories, and people are able to buy more and more. So this is an important concept related to Moore's law. Next answer. The firms that dominated sales of this industry are now bankrupt. What is the question? What is music? So the music industry had many players in it that have basically gone out of business now that music can be delivered in streaming. And the organizations and businesses that have been set up to take advantage of that basically came in and clobbered all the ones who were already there. So this is an indication of how an industry can be totally disrupted through advancements related to Moore's Law.